Hey y'all! Today, we're stepping away from the farmhouse and into the garden, taking inspiration from the Amish and their incredible way with plants. The Amish have a knack for keeping things simple but effective, especially in their gardens. So get ready to dig in as we uncover 25 time-tested Amish gardening secrets that will have you growing like never before. One of the first things you'll notice about Amish gardens is how they rotate their crops. Different plants draw different nutrients from the soil. By rotating them each year, you're preventing the soil from becoming depleted and giving it a chance to replenish itself naturally. Plus, it helps keep those pesky pests and diseases that love to target specific plants at bay. Now let's talk about compost. The Amish swear by compost, and for good reason. Adding compost to your soil is like giving it a super boost of nutrients. It improves soil structure, helps it retain moisture, and encourages those beneficial microorganisms that plants love so much. Plus, it's a fantastic way to reduce waste and give your plants the best possible start in life. Another thing you'll often see in Amish gardens is the use of raised beds. Raised beds offer a whole host of benefits, especially for those of us who don't have perfect soil. They improve drainage, which is a godsend if you're working with heavy clay soil. And because you're starting with fresh soil, you have better control over what goes into it, meaning fewer weeds and healthier plants. Chapter 4. Friends in the Garden Companion Planting. The Amish are big believers in companion planting, which is all about strategically planting different crops together for their mutual benefit. For example, planting basil alongside your tomatoes not only deters pests but also enhances their flavor. Talk about a win-win. Chapter 5. Heirloom Seeds, Preserving Garden Heritage. The Amish often use heirloom seeds which have been passed down through generations of gardeners. Heirloom seeds are open-pollinated, meaning you can save the seeds from your harvest and plant them again the following year. Plus, you just can't beat the taste of a tomato grown from an heirloom seed. Chapter 6. Mulch it up, locking in moisture and suppressing weeds. Mulch helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. You can use a variety of materials for mulch like straw, wood chips, or even shredded leaves. Just spread a nice thick layer around your plants, and watch as your garden thrives with less watering and weeding. Chapter 7. The Art of Hand Weeding. The Amish believe in taking a hands-on approach to the big part of that. While it might seem like a chore, hand weeding actually allows you to be more precise and prevent those weeds from getting a foothold in the first place. Chapter 8. Nature's Pest Control, Inviting Beneficial Insects. Instead of reaching for harsh chemicals, the Amish encourage beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings to take up residence in their gardens. These helpful critters prey on those pesky aphids and caterpillars that can wreak havoc on your plants. To attract them, try planting flowers that they love, like marigolds, sunflowers, and dill. Chapter 9. Listen to your soil. The importance of soil testing. The Amish have a deep respect for the soil, and they understand that healthy soil is the foundation of a thriving garden. Soil testing kits are readily available and can tell you everything from your soil's pH level to its nutrient content. This information is invaluable for determining what amendments your soil might need to create the perfect growing environment for your plants. Another Amish gardening practice that you might not be familiar with is the use of cover crops. Cover crops like clover and ryegrass help prevent erosion, improve soil structure, and add valuable nutrients back into the ground. They're like a gift that keeps on giving, making your soil healthier and more fertile year after year. The Amish are masters of resourcefulness, and they understand the value of every drop of water, especially when it comes to their gardens. Rain barrels are a simple but effective way to collect rainwater runoff from your roof, which you can then use to water your plants. It's a great way to conserve water, reduce your water bill, and give your plants a healthy dose of H2O straight from the sky. One of the secrets to the Amish's gardening success is their ability to stretch the harvest season as long as possible. They achieve this through a technique called succession planting, which involves sowing seeds at different intervals throughout the growing season. It's a great way to maximize your garden's output and ensure you always have fresh produce on hand. Chapter 13. Diversity is key, the power of variety. If you've ever seen an Amish garden, you'll notice that they're not ones to shy away from variety. Crop diversity helps prevent disease and pest outbreaks, which can quickly decimate a monoculture garden. By mixing things up, you're creating a more balanced ecosystem that's less susceptible to these problems. Chapter 14. Organic fertilizers. Feeding your soil naturally. Just like with pest control, the Amish prefer to keep things natural when it comes to fertilizing their gardens. Compost, as we discussed earlier, is a fantastic natural fertilizer. You can also use manure from well-fed animals, bone meal, blood meal, and fish emulsion. Chapter 15. Give them space. The importance of proper spacing. When planting your garden, it's tempting to cram as many plants in as possible, but the Amish know that proper spacing is crucial for plant health and yield. Giving your plants enough space allows for better air circulation, which helps prevent diseases. The Amish are masters of maximizing space, and one way they achieve this in their gardens is through vertical gardening. This technique involves training vining plants like cucumbers, beans, and tomatoes to grow upwards, freeing up valuable ground space. Vertical gardening is especially beneficial for those with limited gardening space. The Amish are masters at extending the growing season, and one of their secret weapons is the cold frame. Think of a cold frame as a mini greenhouse. It's a simple structure that traps heat from the sun, creating a warmer microclimate for your plants. They're a great way to get a jump start on gardening and enjoy fresh produce for longer. As we mentioned earlier, the Amish often use heirloom seeds, which are open-pollinated and allow you to save seeds from your harvest for future planting. Seed saving is a wonderful way to preserve plant varieties, become more self-sufficient, and connect with the cycle of nature. Another space-saving technique that the Amish employ is intercropping, which involves planting different crops together in the same bed. The key is to choose plants with different growth habits and maturity rates. For example, you could plant fast-growing radishes between rows of slower-growing carrots. The Amish understand the importance of a balanced ecosystem, and they know that encouraging natural predators is one of the best ways to keep pests in check. These natural predators act as your garden's personal pest control army, keeping those pesky critters in line without the need for harmful chemicals. We talked about crop rotation earlier, but it's worth revisiting because it plays a crucial role in preventing soil depletion and breaking the pest and disease cycle. By rotating your crops each year, you're making it more difficult for pests and diseases that target specific plants to gain a foothold. The Amish are big proponents of giving back to the soil, and one way they do this is through the use of green manure. Green manure crops, like clover, alfalfa, and winter rye, are grown specifically to be tilled back into the soil, adding valuable nutrients and organic matter. The Amish are all about efficiency, and that extends to their watering practices. Drip irrigation is a water-wise method that delivers water directly to the roots of your plants, minimizing evaporation and runoff. No-till gardening is a soil-conserving practice that the Amish have been using for generations. It involves minimizing soil disturbance by avoiding tilling or digging, which helps preserve the soil's structure, beneficial microorganisms, and organic matter. The Amish understand the power of nature, and they know that wind can wreak havoc on a garden. That's why they often plant windbreaks, rows of trees or shrubs around their gardens to provide a buffer from strong winds. Well, there you have it, y'all. 25 Amish gardening secrets to help you grow more food with less effort. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a destination, so don't be afraid to experiment, learn from your mistakes, and most importantly, have fun.